So this is Snowy, our snowy plover. And so first, whenever you're going to draw a bird or any animal, one good place to start is to look at the shape of the bird and then also some identifying features. So to start, we're going to look at some shapes. So the shape of our snowy plover is a circle. So I'm just going to draw over this right now just to show you. We have a circle here, and then its head is also a circle, and it's really close to its body. There's not really much of a neck. Did we have a question?
I did. Can I just draw a cat?
Try to follow along the best you can.
Okay.
She's gonna make it broken down so that you can, like, step by step, so you can follow along. Okay.
Hold on, I didn't do the circle yet.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you first, and then we're going to draw along together. Okay, so you can see in the body there's a circle, in the head there's a circle, and it's really close to the body. There's not a long neck. So those are our two main body shapes, but then there's also the tail, and so that has a bit of a triangle shape. Okay. And then also our beak kind of has a triangle shape. So those are like the main shapes that are within our bird. But then we also have some identifying features such as we have a black cap on the bird's forehead. So I'll mark that. It also has black around its neck right here, but it's not all the way around. It's just on the side.
Sorry. It's just someone's getting a little rowdy.
And then we also have black next to the eye right here.
Sorry for the inconvenience. My brother is getting rowdy.
Okay. And then we also have black on the tip of the tail here. So that's going to be really important at the end of our drawing. Okay. And I did a few examples so that you can see, because everyone's drawing is going to look different. So this drawing I did with color pencils. And
but my brother was drawing on the computer, so I can't see that.
Okay, well, let's make sure we're following along.
That looks so good.
Okay. So you can draw your bird small on your piece of paper so that you can include some habitat. I also included a sign for Selena's.
Adam was putting his paper on the computer and he was drawing.
Okay, we'll keep your papers on your table.
Okay. It's just I'm better at tracing than drawing the actual thing, unless it's like something I'm good at drawing. Peekaboo!
Okay, and then I also did another drawing with marker, but our bird's a little bit bigger in the middle of our paper, so you guys can do it however you want. Okay, so to start, remember we're gonna start with our shapes. So we have a circle for the body, and you can do this with a pencil, but do it kind of light, because there might be some parts of the circle that we erase.
Sorry, my brother's getting a lot more rowdier now. No, you're.
And then we're also going to draw a circle for the head. Okay. And then our third shape was a triangle for our tail. So we're going to do that back here. And then also we have a triangle for the beak, and the beak just points down slightly. Can you guys see that? And then our next step is connecting those shapes. So if we start up at the top of our head, we can connect the small circle down to the larger circle. And then we'll do so on the bottom too, like that. And then we want to continue connecting then to the tail. And so we'll continue our lines down to connect the tail. And our snowy plovers, remember, they're kind of, they're really round. There's not very much neck. So we can actually bring this out a little bit and then connect it to our circle. And then we'll again continue that back to do the tail. Right, so you can see the shape here is sort of forming so that it looks the same as our picture. And you can start adding the legs too. So they go back first. And then there's the bird's knee. So then it goes forward. And you'll do that twice. That. Right, so now we have the general shape of the bird. And so now we want to add those details. So the first thing we'll add is their eye. So if you just follow the line of the beak, it's almost perfectly in the middle, maybe a little bit farther back. And then we'll add the black parts that are on the bird. Those are those identifying features. So we have the forehead has black. Here. And then behind the eye. And then right along the neck, which is right where your two circles should be meeting. Right. And then we have some black on the tail as well. So we'll just sort of mark that. And then we also want to mark where the bird goes from white to brown. So the brown that we're seeing here is on the back and the feathers of the bird. So, and this can be sort of loose, doesn't have to be perfect. You just sort of draw, it's about 2/3 of the way up from the bird. And then from here, this is where you can start using your markers, color pencils, crayons. And then you'll also want to erase some parts of the circle where, especially the parts where the bird is white. So you can see here, I'm just going to erase down on the bottom of the bird, around its head. All right. And then we can start using our markers. So whenever you're going to add color to your picture, you should always start with the lightest color first. And so obviously that would be white, but since our paper is white, we don't need to add the white. So our next color would be brown. So if you have your markers, you can grab your brown marker. And you can start at the top, down to the tail. You just kind of want to outline the parts of the bird that are brown. And you can see how I'm kind of doing short strokes, and that makes it look more like feathers. You can do that. And then we also have some brown on the top of the head, but behind the black. So you want to leave that black spot that we drew, and you'll just draw right behind it your colors. Okay. You could also draw your legs with the brown. That. And then you could fill in some of the tail. All right, and once you feel like you're set with your brown, then you can move to your next darker color, which would be the black. Okay, so we'll fill in those spots that we marked, those identifying features of the bird. So we have the black forehead, black behind the eye, around the neck, and then the tips of the tail. Of course, the beak. And then the eye. Right. And then you can sort of fill in if there's any spots where you're like, oh, I'd like a little bit more brown here. And extend my tail a little bit. Right. And because the bottom outline of your bird is white, you could use your pencil to shade some of it. Right, you just want to keep going until you feel happy with it. You can see it's pretty similar to the photo. So once you're happy with your bird, you could start adding some habitat behind it. You watched in the Snowy video about Salinas National Wildlife Refuge. I'll show you the one I did yesterday. There's dunes. I added some some green vegetation on the top. I also added a Smith's blue butterfly. So you can also add to your Plover photo so it shows the whole habitat.